new manager came in, they didn't respect, seniority from the previous system. They didn't respect even the union contract. So what happened is you have these workers that are now doubling their hours. Maybe they're working, 12, 13 hours a day. They have to do, higher, they have more rooms they have to clean. A lot of these rooms have, these super heavy mattresses with a lot of, a huge, very huge duvet covers, pillows, what have you. And this is very straining, especially on, the female workers for their backs. And so a lot of them complain about chronic back pain. A lot of them were just, self-medicating. Many of them, if they tried to organize it, they tried to speak out, try to have a conversation with their fellow, coworkers. Often a lot of them would, receive retaliation from their employer. They would be, they'd be locked out of the lunchroom, or they'd be assigned to a floor where no one else was. And so we were seeing this, and as these workers began to organize more and more, you begin to see an increase of retaliation by management, and workers came to the point where they were getting fired. So in a particular case, it was the Sheraton Gateway. Even though a lot of the efforts had been focused on the Hilton LAX, we had found out that the Sheraton Gateway had actually fired some workers. And so while we were doing, we were outside doing, some boycott activities outside the Hilton, we heard about this, and a delegation of religious leaders went over to the Sheraton Gateway, trying to have a conversation with the manager about, reinstating these workers. At the time, the manager wouldn't come out and speak to us, but the next day we found out that the manager, in fact, rehired those employees and actually was going to recognize the union. So this was a huge victory just from the community presence, and just, supporting these workers.
And it's interesting because some might say that a story like this, at least from what I've recalled, has received some media attention, while others say it has not. In fact, some would say that there haven't been many stories in print or in broadcast or in some of the local media about these causes, other than maybe a few brief pieces here and there. But I guess out of curiosity, maybe out of my own curiosity, what efforts did Clue LA, Lane, and any other community organizations take to help increase awareness about this issue? Besides just you could say picketing as well.
The union does picketing, right? So Clue focuses on organizing religious leaders around, whichever campaign we're working on. Lane has more resources. So what they focus on is community organizing. We do religious leaders. They do community organizing. They do communication. They have a communication specialist. And they have people that do policy, looking at, city policies that affect workers. So they address it at multiple levels. So, you're talking to city council members about, passing a living wage ordinance for all of the Century Boulevard. You have communication specialists that are actually going out to the media and telling them these stories about, writing a piece about these workers, doing the human interest part of it, and going to the media and actually actively, sending them articles, inviting them to events that we're doing, at the Hilton, what have you. And then, just the fact of the community organizers, coupled with clergy organizers. We go out into the community, we go into churches, we go into any other organization, and we share the stories of the workers. And this creates that kind of groundswell that brings out large numbers of people in support of these workers, and that obviously that attracts media. And so it's, it's really the synergy of all these different, departments and, these researchers, what have you, just the synergy of all that working together, that we're able to get, awareness, as well as actual, real victories.
And are there others who have supported Clue LA's work?
Yeah, like we said, we do work in coalition. So we do work with union partners. We work with Lane. We work with local groups that are in the community. For my campaign, we work with like the Long Beach Greens. And I can speak about that more, but we have huge coalitions that we work with.
And I'd like to now just segue into the issue that you specialize in. That's ports, and most recently the Clean Ports Act.
The Clean Trucks Program.
The Clean Trucks Program, that's correct, that the city of Long Beach passed. I believe the city of Los Angeles, the Port of Los Angeles rather, has a similar action. Could you tell me a little bit about your involvement in that campaign?
Can we just stop for a second? I just need a drink of water.
Okay, no problem.